All right, here we are. Got out here a little early. It's been record heat here in Montana. So we've seen the, yeah, this whole thing's rotten. This whole thing's got to come out. So we'll get us some lumber and cut it down and see if we can get her in there. There's a couple boards in here, but she's all rotten. Yeah, I gotta hurry up. I got lots to do here. Got this whole thing torn apart. So it's gonna get hot here shortly. So we got the emergency window out, emergency escape thing, and the framework on this, although it's a little discolored, it's not rotten. So this is good here. So I shouldn't have to monkey with this, but I did have to take the window out because I got a piece that comes down here which is rotten. And of course my whole corner pieces are rotten here. So I've got to be able to get in here to put two new pieces in, and I've got to pry this siding apart. But I hope this is the worst of it. I know it looks pretty bad, but you just take it a little bit at a time and you'll get her. Okay, I've got her opened up, I think pretty much that I need to. You can see down in here, I found a lot of wet insulation. The bottom board here seems to be okay, but the rest of this stuff was rotten. So since this was a little damp in here, we're supposed to be experiencing some record heat. So I'm gonna take the day and just get all these staples. My God, they stapled everything. And then a lot of this silicone around here's all gotta come off. I've taken the wood out. And here's what we've got. These are some intact pieces that's bad. So I'll go ahead and measure those up, and I'll rip me some new ones here, and this will work just fine to replace all this stuff. No sense in trying to find this size stock if they even make it. So that's what we got going on today. Well, it was still wet in here. Letting this heat dry this out. All this is going to go away, but none of this has to be taken out. I got to replace the frame and that stuff up there. But I cut my wood into the pieces that it's supposed to be cut. This width and length. I gotta get back inside. Too damn hot. Okay, it's a new day. So what we found out here is it's pretty much this wood here has been rotten. To about here. So I got a cross member right here, and it just so happens from here over to there is 4 foot. This is all pretty solid. So I'm replacing this wall. Well, if you want to call it a wall, this is what it is. All they sell close to this thickness is 5mm stuff at Lowe's. So I'm thinking a couple sheets of that because it measures 4 foot from here to here, and the same with the other. This back is going to have to go too. It's pretty much gone, but we'll just chisel away at it. Looks worse than it is, but once I get this other piece in here, I've taken my measurements. These little plastic things go here for the window. Well, we're crapping those. I can go ahead and trace that out and make that out of wood. Obviously I'll leave the ones that are in here, but they've been stapled in, and getting that out without breaking it is a pain. So we're moving right along. Once I get my wood, I'll put my supports up here. I've got my measurement for the roof. We'll run across here. We'll have the wall up, then we can button it up and then start working on the cistern in some ribs here. I think there's 3 or 4. So that's what we've got going this morning. All right, so here's how this is kind of going to go. They had put staples up through the bottom of this here to staple my pieces up here. Well, I cut them out. I'm going to use L brackets. Of course, I'll make one of these for the windows. I could probably make the L brackets out of wood, but they're cheap enough and sturdier. I can put them underneath all these spots again. So this is how it's going to look coming up, and then we'll put the new piece across here. And I've got to wait to get my wall wood because it's got to go behind here. So I might just take this tank out too, because we had catastrophic failure with the water heater. So you can see there that that tank, although I doubt it. That tank may have popped somewhere, but we're just going to double check as long as I've got this open. But yeah, we're going to have to go get some more of this wood. Couple sheets ought to do it, and we're getting there. A lot of nails, and you got to be creative. There's some screws in there as well. Everything's rusted. I don't spend too much time pulling these nails out, or these staples out. If I can wedge them out, great. If they snap, I'll tap them back in. They're rusted anyway. Well, there we go. A couple of them made. Fits it just perfect. We'll use it on the other side here. That one, you got one. There's one up there already. We'll try to utilize that one. If not, we'll just make another. Okay, well, the plot thickens a little bit more. I wanted to get behind here because I'm replacing this. Well, actually, it was only bad to about right here, but I had to get in there anyway. I come to this other side here, and by golly, she's rotten as well. The shower's behind here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple 2x4s, make them in an L shape. I'll sister on a piece of wood here. The shower's behind here, and actually I can reach in here, and the the wall inside is okay. It's just this corner right here that's rotten. So it must have dripped down here. So that's what we're going to do. Just adds a little bit more. All right, so there we go. I replaced that whole rotted piece there. I was going to do the exact same thing over here, and I didn't realize that was rotten, so I got to pick me up a couple more 2x4s. We'll do the same thing here. I've got all this exposed now. I get this bad piece of wood out, put a good piece in here, then we're going to start working on the top. So, yep, that's what we're doing. It's getting hot now. Time to take a break. Well, here we are. How did I get here? Anyway, little by little. So, I've got my corner made just like the other side here. And the thing about this is that new wall has to go on the inside of this. So I've got to clean out this. There's a seam right here in the old wall that I can use. So that'll be great. And then once we get that up there, I got a lot of these staples here. And these long ones, I'm just cutting them. There's no point in trying to rip it out of here. All you're going to be doing is weakening everything. And I mean, this is fine up here. I've replaced this down here. That was kind of rotten. I'm still on the fence about this one. I've got plenty of stock, but we're moving on. I'll tell you one thing not to do is work with all this stuff in the wind. It's not a fun deal. Everything's blowing around, but hey, got to do what you got to do. See you for now. Did I mention staples? Yeah, there's staples and staples everywhere that got to come out. I'll be honest, this is my best tool. Let's see here. This flathead screwdriver, it gets right underneath them, pulls them right out. And if they give me a hard time, I can take my diagonal cutters here and get them in there. I'm doing this one-handed, but I get my diagonal cutters in there and wedge them on out. So yeah, if you're doing this, be prepared to take out some staples. Okay, a bunch of staples. Okay, we're getting there. I got the interior walls in. I got the top brace, and I've got to connect those, and I've got to extend the roof trusses that are rotted. And then here, just a little bit of wiring. Got to make a little thing here for the lights. And connect a few things for Spect and Rain on Tuesday. So I got to hurry it up. All right, so I've got to rebuild the ribs on the other side. There's about 4 or 5 of them, and I came over here to this other side. Now I've duplicated what's on the other side here with the bottom board and this side one. And boy, it sure doesn't look like they got much overhang on here. That's about a 1/4 inch. And it's terrible because it's only rotten back about 1 inch. But this gives me a good reference. And yeah, this is what it is. You know, the thing's old, it's been water soaked, and it's dry, stuff's twisted. Just do the best you can. You know, I got a planer if anything gets too out of control. But onward we go. Yeah, as you can see here, they're just off, just a smidgen. Now granted, the wall has to come in a little bit, but the ends of these are rotten. So I'm going to have to put something on here and push the wall in so I can get this rib on top of this little ledge right here all the way down. Well, we're moving right along. It's a good thing to have all kinds of tools. Stapler, brad nailer. Yeah. Sawzall, handheld. I got all the stuff. So anyway, I went ahead and made, these are the plastic ones that came out. Went ahead and made these. Cut out the window already. I've got to cut out this window here. And the wall's secure. Everything's going to line up real nice. You can see where the old stuff was. And then I'll work on that roof. I got rain coming Tuesday. Today's Sunday. So I got to put this in high gear. It's kind of tough. The smoke is really bad. It's a very unhealthful day today. But we're trying to get her done. All right. Well, that's about as far as I'm going to get today. I got the wall in. She's not going nowhere. I've got these braces for the window. The window's been cut out. Tomorrow I'll finish up. I'll probably put some insulation. I'll put this on up to about here, okay? Because once I put the roof on, the fabric has to go over the top. My membrane, excuse me. So yeah, and I can worry about this stuff a little bit later, probably tomorrow. Get these trusses extended, and we're trying to beat the rain. It just got done raining, believe it or not, a little bit. But anyway, we'll wrap this video up. But we're doing pretty good here.